Of all the faults that the Acolyte has, including a character for no legitimate reason is probably one of the oddest. Greetings, Logan here, and this is the Rebinge, where I'll be taking a look back at a moment from episode 4 of the currently airing Disney Star Wars product that has the fandom in a wee bit of an uproar, amidst, of course, the already fierce backlash against this quote unquote show. This change I speak of is in regard to the inclusion of Ki Adi Mundi in a scene where the Jedi discuss events that have taken place so far in this product or show. Though he does not look much younger than he did in the prequel movies, the change is that this scene takes place decades before his birth in the Star Wars Legends or Expanded Universe, which for many is still headcanon for events not explicitly mentioned yet in the current Disney Star Wars stories. According to those legends, he was born around 60 or so years prior to the Phantom Menace, which would throw off this timeline in the main events of the galaxy with this new change. Now, of course, we are talking about a tertiary, if not less relevant character who had about as many lines in this episode as he did in 3 Star Wars prequel movies. In general, this is nothing compared to a lot of the issues that this show already has. Along with that, defenders of this change claim that he did not even have an official canon birthday, so it shouldn't matter that there is a cameo from a character that people might recognize from other Star Wars media. Also, we've gotten the usual stop complaining from the many shills who will support any key-jangling stuff that Disney will show us. I, however, would argue that Ki Adi Mundi is just a microcosm of the issues that this show has, and that this change only helps add to the far-reaching consequences that the show will have with audiences. Based on research I did from Wikipedia, yes, I am a hypocrite, Yaddle, Oporancesis, and Uriel Poof all appear in High Republic books that could have easily been used in this show instead for this brief cameo/supporting role in Episode 4. Having one of them be a part of the scene would have likely caused much less of a backlash, as it would have already been built into the canon that has been provided so far by current-day Lucasfilm. It also wouldn't hurt it too much as these characters had much briefer screen times in the movies, which most people would have watched by now and would have either forgotten or wouldn't be too concerned about them appearing, and by now may or may not have forgotten that they even existed. Aside from them, a better-known character who could have been included instead is Plo Koon, who would have made sense as he was around 300 years old by the time the Clone Wars occurred. Now there is an argument to be made that Ki Adi Mundi was used as his character is mostly considered to be one of the more hubris-filled Jedi in the prequels. Just look at one of his more memorable lines from the prequel movies. "The Sith have been extinct for a millennium," was said with the audience thinking that that was a fact. And the Sith have not been around in the galaxy for more than 1,000 years at the least. But now we have to guess that he was either lying, forgot, or was always an incompetent Jedi. Also, it is weird for him to be a part of a group of Jedi that are hiding these recent events from the High Council, and then years later he ends up on that same council and doesn't share any of his knowledge? Who knows? Maybe there will be something that explains this in the next couple episodes? I doubt it. This change highlights the apparent blatant disrespect that Disney, Lucasfilm, and the people working for them have towards the Star Wars brand and its canon and lore. If nothing else, there is a lack of care from the story group for deciding that this character specifically had to be included in this scene, which was also just a baloney scene made so that a whole group of Jedi would agree to keep something from the High Council, yet discuss it in the actual temple itself. And while I do not condone those who have made threats towards those who support this change or made the edits on Wikipedia to support the change, I've also not seen much evidence of actual threats occurring. Those few idiots who did do that, though, don't represent the many fans like myself who have real criticisms of this show, such as just expecting something much better in terms of storytelling than what we were given, especially with a budget reportedly being $180 million. Now, I agree that there are a lot more changes to the canon of this story made in the show that would affect Star Wars a lot more, But I just wanted to focus on this little change. I, for one, won't lose my mind over minor changes to the lore, but I feel this one was mostly unnecessary, as it really doesn't do much to help curb the already mounting criticisms a lot of folks have towards this show, and one can only hope that something will happen in the next few weeks to save it from complete ruin. Until then, I guess us fans will just keep taking the blame somehow for its failure. If you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.